The Ancients' World. Chapter 161, The Valley of Fallen Gods. We make our way out of the holy city and onto the main road. I didn't have to get scanned since I'm leaving. I see what they are doing now. They are scanning men with magical devices. I don't know what for, though. There is no way they'll find the sun doing this. This is a colossal waste of time. A man from the back of the line yells the answer to my question. So they are using some magic face scanner to find me. It must mean they got a sketch of me somehow. The only thing I can think of is when I was fighting that horde of monsters on the borders of Perla. Some guy came running up to inspect me, but he was too far. He had to have seen my face and described it to the higher UPS. I wonder how accurate the sketch is? No reason to care right now. It's time to get out of here. We walk the road that sinks into the northern forest. It feels so good to get out of that horrible city. I feel so much freer now. I smile at Sally's excitement and feel happy for her. That place was truly terrible. I want to let you know the Pope was asking a lot of questions about you. I didn't answer any of them. I know how much you want to keep your identity hidden. She can relate. She had to wear a hood to conceal herself from any trouble coming. I look ahead on the road and see carriages coming and going into and from the north. There must still be outposts and untaken cities up there. We'll get out of view and fly to the Valley of Fallen Gods. It'll be around 10.5 hours before we get there. So I'll fly us full speed the whole way there since you can handle it. It's very easy to travel with someone who can handle high speed and pressure flying. She nods her head and looks excited to fly again. I want you to stick close to me once we enter monster territory. I don't want anything happening to you. Those monsters are nasty things filled with evil. She gives a determined look, and I admire her more for it. I can understand her being more scared of man than monster. We walk for 30 minutes, and the forest is getting thicker. There are no more merchant carts or patrols anymore. I toggle my wings on and spread them out in a freeing moment. They are like limbs to me, and I enjoy stretching them. Let's get a move on, shall we? I kneel on the ground and let Sally climb on my back. She snuggles close, taking advantage of the situation. I launch off the ground and reach a very high distance. It's the highest I've ever been. I reach max speed in a flap of my wings. Sally squeals in both joy and slight fear. I look down at the distant landscape and see it passing by fast. Once we reach the Valley of Fallen Gods, I don't know what to expect. I've never heard of the place before. The players of my old future only uncovered a fraction of what's to be discovered. From what I've learned from the secret keeper of Titans, this place is very special. It's an ancient battleground. Many powerful people before modern times gathered there and fought to the death. No one made it out alive. Many consider the powers of these individuals godlike. Hence the name. I know Sally can hear me. I have to raise my voice slightly from the noise of the wind resistance. We have about 14 hours of daylight left. It's still early morning. We can get there before the sun sets and set up camp before continuing. What are we going to do once we get there? It seems like a very dangerous place to stay for long periods of time. I'd prefer not to spend the night there if possible. As much as I agree, by the time we get there, we'll only have 4 hours of light left. I want a whole day to search for what I need. That is if I have to search. The objectives might update once we get there. Are you going to answer me or not? The suspense is killing me. Sally has the right idea here. I should reconsider spending a night there. So how do we keep safe if we have to stay the night? I'd not want to use Fenrir as a guard dog. I'm not going to insult him like that. I don't know what we are going to do for staying the night. It really depends on the state of the area. If there are lots of monsters, then we'll camp a good distance away. Speaking of camping. If we do, how do you feel about deer meat? I still have 1 night of rations saved. Since Haley didn't eat her portion on the last part of the trip, I have extra. Sally might not like eating deer meat for the same reason Haley doesn't. Protein is important, though. It's the main energy source for everyday people and workers. Sally hasn't answered yet, so I can only guess that she is contemplating how she feels about the idea of eating deer meat. I've never had it before, so I can't say if I like it or not. I'm fine eating it, though. Food is food, and I'm hungry. We haven't eaten a good meal in a couple of days. Well, I wouldn't call it a meal, but it's still really good for you. What are you going to do first after you get your divine mana aura? In truth, I was going to head to Belvia to finish the legendary quest I have. I'm also planning to ask if Sally wants any help with her mana aura. I would see if splitting up after I help her is the next step. She'll be targeted on sight in a place like Belvia. She might not like what I'm about to say, but here goes. I was planning to help you with your mana aura quest. After that, I was going to see if you would take your leave and head to the Elf Kingdom. If you did, I would go the opposite way and head to Belvia. Our journey together is going to have to end sometime. I can feel cold energy on my back. I must have made her really mad. Once the new people start coming back again, I have more things to take care of. So we might not have that much time together. As soon as I say those words, I feel her strike the back of my head. It doesn't hurt in the slightest, but it felt like her knuckle. How could you even say that, you jerk? I expected that, and I can sympathize with her feelings. I want to stay with you until I can't anymore. Why would you even think about the possibility of us splitting up? Well, because all good things come to an end. She has a lot of vengeance dwelling in her heart. Until she resolves what the elves did to her, she isn't going to be as happy as she could be. Is this because of what I want to do with my power? I don't want to do it if it means splitting up so soon. I would help her if I weren't in a hurry to gain power. If she is willing to hold off on revenge so I can complete the quests I have, I see no problem. Only if you are okay on holding off with revenge. I have many important things to do after this quest. Once we get your mana aura, we'll have to head to Belvia for who knows how long. I have 2 difficult missions in that country and capital city. I'm fine with not splitting up early, but we can't stay together forever. She needs to know that too. Sally, you need to know that we will have to go our separate ways eventually. My missions will get progressively harder, and I don't know if you'll be strong enough for divine level quests. I feel the cold rush back in full force. Sally is about to say something else, but a world announcement goes off that absolutely shocks me. Worldwide announcement: the Church and the Elven Kingdom have come to an alliance agreement. The elves will give full support to the kingdoms fighting the monsters. In exchange, the elves get to have the son of Archangel Michael once the war is over. He is to be wed to one of the princesses. That is if they can find him. Worldwide mission: the elves are offering a legendary class for the identity and location of the son of Archangel Michael. Global warning: the son of Archangel Michael can fight this if he wishes. Beware the people trying to force this upon him. You are dealing with power you can't fully understand. I feel Sally stiffen and take a deep breath. What in the fucking hell is this bullshit? You aren't a prize that can be given away. I'm right with you, Sally. This is absolute crap. Chapter 162, The Valley of Fallen Gods 2. Sally screams in protest at what she hears from the church's announcement on her end. I'm not happy about this either. I'm taking the silent rage approach to this reveal. Sally is screaming incoherently now, and I think just letting her get it out of her system is good. Festering in my own anger is not healthy either. I'm pretty pissed myself. I'm not some prize to be had. I'm not going to let this go anytime soon either. Talk about overstepping your bounds. It's incredibly disturbing to me that this has happened. In all the time I've sunken into this world, this is the first time I've heard of this. I'm surprised that the Almighty Father or Michael hasn't stepped in. The only explanation I can think of is not everything is what it appears to be. The old king of Zenith pulled something like this, Herald, ending up exciting the wrath of my angelic family. I'm going to kill the entire royal family and burn the capital to the ground. If I could see Sally's face, I might see foam coming from it. She is in a rabid state. I can't wait to get my hands on them. I'm going to rip them limb from fucking limb. I don't understand why this is happening in the first place. The hidden politics of Gaia involve me now. I guess they always have. Now it's taking a more active role. I can only hope it doesn't get any worse than it already has. The reward for me is a legendary class, and that is saying something coming from the Elven Kingdom. It'll be a while before we get to the Valley of Fallen Gods. So please try and calm down. I don't want to listen to your screaming the whole trip there. Sally doesn't acknowledge my words at all. I've never had someone care for me so much other than my family. Sally loves me a different way than they do, and hearing this from the church is tearing her up. The fact it's the Elven Kingdom makes it sting so much more for her. After all, they did. It's not surprising that she is ready to kill them. I close my eyes and drown out her screams. From what I remember about the elves, they are a unique society advanced in magic and technology. The war will swing in favor of the humans and their allies. The fairies will not cooperate in the war, with Fenrir protecting their kingdom. The monsters wouldn't dare get close. The little information I have on the elves won't help with anything. I can't ask Sally. She probably knows the same amount I do. Why are they even demanding my hand in marriage? It's not like they lack any power, and they have a very strict policy on who is allowed in their country and kingdom. Everything I can do right now will be pointless. The war isn't going anywhere, and I lack serious power to end it. I'm allowed to fight said engagement, but by doing so, I'll make myself an enemy of all elves in their country. I'm not that messed up to commit genocide either. So avoiding the whole situation is my only current option. Speaking of situations, the one about my mysterious quest from a while back is bothering me. What would I gain at level 150 that I don't already have? The power I've accumulated so far is already greater than every level 150 on Gaia. The only thing that can stop me from killing higher level creatures is tears. I pull up the quest to see if I can get any information. A miracle in you. Description. Objective 1. Reach level 150 tier 3 before any other player. Objective 2. Rewards. Difficulty. You haven't even scratched the surface of your power, and once you reach this level of strength, there will be a change that occurs in you, and only at this point will you begin to taste your power. Do not let this world fall to ruin. You have no choice but to accept this quest. I'm certain that whoever it's a deity. The system will tell you if it's saying something to you. This identity is being hidden. I got this quest before I even reached tier 1. It slipped into the back of my mind because it wasn't important. I only have a few quests, but all of them have incredibly difficult ratings. It's definitely because of my class, and now I'm starting to see a problem I didn't see before. Soon the quests I get will grow too difficult to complete. I'll plateau until I gain enough power to complete them. I'm so glad I have 3 2x EXP boosts left to use. It's definitely going to be a deciding factor once I reach this wall. Sally has quieted down now and is burying her face in the little space between my wings. I can feel small areas of wetness where her eyes are on my back. The air hitting them makes them obvious. I'm sorry, Sally. This really brought down the good mood. Don't worry, though. I don't plan on getting wed to a snotty pompous elf. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth thinking about marrying someone like that. Too bad all elves can't be as sweet and nice as you. The world would be a better place. Sally hugs me a little tighter after I say those words. She cares about me a lot, and the thought of losing me to something she hates hurts more than I could understand. As Sarah and Sally fly to their destination, a meeting is happening in the Holy City. The Pope is the one leading this meeting. The war is going to be heading in the right direction after this. Now that all the kingdoms allied for this war are here, we can start the meeting. I look over at the Queen of the Elves and see a victorious look on her face. I don't like the thought of betraying Syndra Rose, but I had to bend to the winds of change like anyone else. This meeting is to discuss the next step preceding the combination of all military forces. Now that we are one army, we must discuss who leads what. Please feel free to speak freely. The first one to stand is Gregory, of course. The only real leader and one of the oldest kings. This war has taken a toll on his youthful appearance and shows his actual age. He walks up in the center, crosses his arms, and closes his eyes. We need to start making offensive pushes against the enemy. We got lucky when Fenrir interrupted a dark ritual of the monsters, but we can't play defense this entire war. I want to be in charge of strategic strike groups targeting high-value targets in the monsters' ranks. The information we got from the ritual site has given us plenty of targets to go after as soon as possible. If we want to win this war, we have to be willing to do this. No battles can be won without the loss of lives. He speaks true words, built upon the skill and knowledge he has accumulated in all his battles since his young rule. Many nod their heads and agree with Gregory's position in the war effort. An important role should go to someone with his reputation. The next to stand is surprisingly Queen Syndra. We will provide medical aid with our unique and powerful healing magics. I want to be in charge of reclamation of fallen kingdoms and imprisoned females. I admire her drive to free the poor woman of this war. Being used in such a way by the monsters is sickening. We will also help transport troops and reinforce the front lines with our war machines. Everyone agrees with the position of Syndra. The elves helping in this war will make everything more likely to succeed. The meeting continues like this. Each king and queen takes on a part of the war effort, lending aid to others' efforts with their resources and intelligence or taking on a major role. I stand up to speak the closing words of this meeting. I can say this is a great day in the war effort against the monsters. My stomach turns as I say those words. Deceiving the elves is going to eat my spirit to the proverbial bone. I'm going to increase the search for the sun even more so. While this is to honor the agreement we have come to, it's also to ask for his help in the war. I wear my poker face and keep the formalities straight. The meeting soon ends, and everyone makes exits. Either by turning off their holograms or walking out of the meeting room. I make my way out of the church and to my favorite honey bun shop. It's a place I have come to since I was a little boy. People lightly bow as I walk by, and the guards behind me keep me safe. I reach the shop and take a seat at the counter. I'll take a mammoth's foot, please. It's the largest honey bun size this got. After a few minutes, it comes on a plate nice and hot. I dig in immediately and remember the days of my childhood. When this war is over, I might open my own bakery or something akin to that. Get fat and happy with the worst days behind me. Chapter 163, The Valley of Fallen Gods 3. The marker is getting closer and closer on the map. The Valley of Fallen Gods is coming into view as well. I've never been this far north on the continent. I don't think any player has. The snow and cold are almost as bad as the dungeon for Sally's legacy class. I don't have to worry about Sally. She might be immune to the cold now. We are getting close to the valley. I'll bring us down, and we'll walk the rest of the way. I dive at max speed, and I hear Sally squeal in both fear and surprise. I didn't really give her a chance to prepare. I land us and let her off me. She gets on her hands and knees and takes multiple deep breaths. I leave my wings out since we are so far away from anything. A never-ending world will make things like this possible. The dwarf's continent has barely been explored after all. I would have like a second to prepare at least. She gives a weak response to my fast dive. How far are we going to have to walk? This place seems dangerous to me. Who knows what we'll find all the way up here? She has a point. I might not be strong enough for monsters that'll show up. The place we are at and heading to has no information. We are going into this situation dark, and I don't like putting Sally at risk like this. This is a good chance for her to level up, though. I still don't know the specifics of how NPCs level up. All I can say is it's different from how players do. The walk should be around 20 minutes before we reach the marker. I don't know what will happen once we reach the marker, so please still close to me. This cold and foggy environment gives me the hibby-gibbies. If things do get too difficult, I'll summon Fenrir and get his help. He'll be able to make this part of the quest easy. Sally nods her head and stands up, ready to walk. We begin to walk to the marker, and the fog we could see over is making it difficult since we are now in it. We are walking because I don't want to fly into an invisible barrier at 430 miles per hour. I look around the area as best as possible, but there are no discernible features in this fog. Why do I feel like we are being watched? This place must be ancient. Sally's words ring in my ears. This place probably predates the Great War thousands of years ago. I feel the sensation of being watched as well. The vibe this place gives off doesn't sit well with me. We walk for 20 minutes and eventually come to a giant gate. It must be magically enchanted to always come across the gate. The odds of that actually happening are low. I bring my hand up to the gate, but the heavy metal bars don't move. I get a notification, and I feel a shiver go up my spine as I read. The Valley of Fallen Gods entrance. Description: the entrance to the Valley of Fallen Gods. This area is a relic of an old time on Gaia, long before the Great War. Long before the fall of Samael and long before the decline of warriors. This place has not seen a living creature in several millennia. While the battle is long over, and the bones of warriors are long returned to earth, there is great power here. You must answer a question to enter this place. You have finally arrived. The trials inside will bring you to your knees and yours alone. You can have outside help, but any help below a divine level will certainly die. I hope you are ready for this, because if you die here, you won't be coming back. An area that has permadeath. I look at Sally, knowing what this implies. I can't take her in with me. Show me the question. Before I cross that bridge, I should open the gate first. This is where the lore tablet comes into play. I'm glad I've saved it till this point. I feel a massive amount of my mana get sucked from my body. I fall to my knees, and I take deep breaths trying to catch it. I feel incredibly weak, like the power in my body has been reduced. Sally kneels beside me and helps me up. I check my stats to see what's happened. What I see, it sinks the seriousness of this situation in that I was not prepared for this. Slayer, Zirn, LVL.82. EXP, 1/100%. Title: The Son of Archangel Michael, hidden, +3 more. Stats: Strength, 2095 limited to 500 Endurance, 2045 limited to 500 Dexterity, 2125 limited to 500 Speed, 2240 limited to 500 Focus, 14660 limited to 1000. Health, 16,560/16,560 limited to 4000 Mana, 146600/146600 limited to 10,000. Stat points, 10 Armor rating, 500. Inventory. Passive perks. Inheritor of the Sword, Son of Heaven, Slayer of Evil, Holy Willow Trees, Savior, Finder of Legends, the Divine who has legend destined for greatness, Dungeon Diver and Overachiever. Active skills. Heaven's Light LVL.9325/900 protected by Heaven LVL.9225/900/LVL.224600/13000 Parry LVL.380/300 Double Strike N/A King Slayer N/A Raging Machine N/A Winged Glory Angelic Flight. My stats have been limited to 500 and my mana to 1000. I've never heard of this happening before. Are you alright? Maybe we shouldn't do this. Sally sounds very concerned. She'll be mad soon when I tell her she can't come in with me. I lift my hand, and it's shaking like crazy with all my strength and attacking power being sucked out. I'm getting you out of here. I shake my head no, and she cusses under her breath a little. I look at the other notification and see the question it has asked. Question for entry: this valley was created for one purpose. That was to decide who the strongest mortal was. Nobody made it out alive. Who created this valley? I couldn't answer this question with what I know. I take the lore tablet out of my inventory, and it gives me a prompt. What is it you wish to know? I begin thinking of a response, and an empty text area fills with my question. The lore tablet takes a second, but it gives me an answer. The first divinity thief. A man who stole the principle of time and space from the old gods. His name is Niaman the Unwise. His presence eventually faded from history and is forgotten. What in the fuck are the old gods? What is a divinity thief? This information is completely new to me. I bet even the people of Gaia don't know of anything like the old gods. I turn my head back to the gate and take a breath. Niaman the Unwise created the Valley of Fallen Gods. The entire area shakes, and the heavy doors slowly creak open. I'm sorry for what I'm about to do, Sally. She looks at me weirdly. Before she can say anything, I knock her out with a chop to the back of her neck. I quickly set up a tent and place her in it. I close the tent entrance, and as I do, I see Sally's sleeping face. I can't risk her life in this place. I walk back to the gate and enter it. After a few steps in, the gates behind me slam shut, and it rocks my entire body. The fog immediately clears, and I see a huge battlefield that goes on for miles. There are mountains and hills in view too. I start to walk forward, and I'm grateful that I had that lore tablet. Too bad it's gone now. I flex my wings and launch off the ground. I should look around for anything out of place. Unknown to Sarah, there is a worldwide announcement happening. The location he's at doesn't allow it to come through. Players read the strange announcement as it comes through. Worldwide announcement: the son of Archangel Michael is undergoing an incredible task. If he completes the task, all players will be returned to their original positions before the collision happened. Everyone cheer on the son of Archangel Michael. He is going to need it. The state inside the Valley of Fallen Gods is changing after that announcement. Sarah is flying around unknown to it. Good thing I have my wings. Without them, it would make things incredibly hard. As I'm flying over an open field, I see a stone pedestal. I dive down and land in front of it. I use inspect on it to see what it is. Container for the divine mana aura of Overworld. Description: a divine mana aura that is only attainable for deities of Overworld or their descendants. Qualifications: you meet qualifications. I reach out my hand and touch it, but as soon as I do it feels like the world is shaking. I land on my ass and as it stops I hear footsteps approaching me from behind. I look as I see a player model I thought I'd never see. It's Blue Chaos, at least it's his player model. Chapter 164, The Valley of Fallen Gods 4. The player model I'm looking at with my own eyes is certainly Blue Chaos. Many screenshots of what he looked like circled the forums. Blue Chaos? Are you really here? I ask the man, but there is no reaction. I don't know what this place is or what it does, but this is not normal by any means of the word. How are you here? You should have died with the rest of the people who didn't make it. In reality, this question is stupid but necessary. If he answers, then it's him. If he doesn't, then it's more the reason to believe he is just a product of this place. Do you know who I am and what I've done? This time his head nods in a yes motion. So that's something. It must be a projection by this place. The man draws his sword and gets in an attack stance. I do the same, but as I do, I hear another pair of footsteps. I look to Blue Chaos's side and see another familiar face. Pesticide, the player who originally completed the Sword Saint Monreal's challenge. You have stolen our lives, our destinies, we are taking them back. They both speak the same thing at the same exact time. This isn't how I ever hoped to meet them. The valley must be playing on my fears and regrets. I try to use inspect on them, but no information pops up. Meaning they don't really exist. That's at least what I think, ghosts from a time that nobody will ever remember except for me. Ironically, they are here. I look to Pesticide and see him wielding an exact copy of the witness. That's going to be trouble. Their stats are probably higher than mine, and now with all the limitations on my power, I don't see a way out of this. I flex my wings, preparing for a fight, and I move forward 1 inch. They burst in speed I can't keep up with. I get attacked with powerful and hard blows. I have to avoid every strike that Pesticide deals out so I don't get hit by the witness's powerful skills. It's causing me to take more damage from blue koas. I fly up in the sky and look down at them. I open my stats and see the condition I'm in. Slayer, Zirn, LVL .82. EXP, 1/100%. Title, The Son of Archangel Michael, Hidden, +3 more. Stats. Strength, 2095 limited to 500 endurance, 2045 limited to 500 dexterity, 2125 limited to 500 speed, 2240 limited to 500 focus, 14660 limited to 1000. Health, 16,560/16,560 limited to 1,500/4,000 mana, 146600/146600 limited to 10,000. Stat points, 10 armor rating, 500. Inventory. Passive perks. Inheritor of the Sword, Son of Heaven, Slayer of Evil, Holy Willow Trees, Savior, Finder of Legends, the Divine who has legend destined for greatness, Dungeon Diver and Overachiever. Active skills. Heaven's Light LVL .9325/900 Protected by Heaven LVL .9225/900/LVL .224600/13000 Parry LVL .380/300 Double Strike N/A King Slayer N/A Raging Machine N/A Winged Glory Angelic Flight. I'm already almost dead with nearly 3/4 of my health gone. I can't beat these guys on my own. I reach into my inventory and pull out a Viking horn with runic carvings on it. This is my saving grace in this battle. Fenrir is my only hope to make it out of this place alive. I bring my lips up to the blower, and I take a deep breath. I blow into it with all the air in my lungs. As I do, it releases a deep sound. The longer it goes on, the more the area shakes. I stop and take another breath and do it again. I look down at the two that were trying to kill me earlier. Their expressions are unchanging and uninterested. They really are just ghosts. Fenrir is coming. Time till arrival, 1:58. Waiting for 2 minutes up here isn't going to be a problem in the slightest. I smirk at the two below me. As I do, I watch them jump at me from where they are extremely fast. Pesticide launches blue chaos at me. It's almost too fast to react to, and I barely dodge the intricate aerial maneuver they produced. I knew this wouldn't be that easy. I'm not grateful that I left Sally outside. She would have been killed a long time ago. The little bit of time I had to summon Fenrir allowed my Savior of the Holy Willow Tree perk to heal my health pool to full. So I can take a few hits if they land some. I keep dodge as they are giving me no time to actually get away. My speed is locked at 60 since I'm in combat. They are moving at nearly the same speed. They are slowly overwhelming me, and every second I can dodge, it's a second that Fenrir gets closer. I slip up on a dodge, and I get a slash in the space between my wings. I can't control them since the pain in that area is too great. I fall to the ground hard, and the wind is knocked out of me. The little bird's wings have been clipped. They both speak the same sentence as I try to catch my breath and stand up. As I get to my feet, the assault begins again. They are just too fast for me to keep up, and I have no way of getting out of this. I jump up from the middle of the assault to catch a breath. They follow and begin attacking me in the air as we all fall. I kick them both away and hit the ground hard on my back once again. I'm covered in my own blood, and I can barely breathe. My health is sitting low, and I know it. They slowly approach, knowing that I won't be able to resist death any longer. I feel a hot rage build within me. I have not come this far to die now. I stand on my feet and try to activate my skills, but I get a notification telling me skills have been locked as I do. This place isn't somewhere to get power. It's a place you come to die. I feel a power filling me as my anger grows. I look behind me from the direction of the power filling me, and I see the stone pedestal transferring power to me. Even with the help of the divine mana aura, it is not enough. They speak at the same time as if being used by another. I try and draw more, and it works somewhat. I see some of the limits on my stats aren't so rough now. Fenrir will be here in less than 50 seconds. I bring my guard up and bring all my focus on surviving till he arrives. They charge me much faster this time. I dodge and weave. I retaliate with strikes and techniques. All of them are for naught, though. I get thrown into the stone pedestal as I get hit by both of their kicks. I lean against it, just a few health points from permadeath. I draw more power from the divine mana aura in it as much as I can. It gives me enough health to keep fighting. I stand up, drenched in my own blood and stumbling to walk. Is that all you got? I try to sound confident, but all that comes out is a voice that sounds like it's on the edge of death, which is true. They speed towards me and impale their swords into me and make me stuck to the stone pedestal. Arg! A smile creeps on their faces as I scream in agony. I smile back at them and eminence all hard work from my previous life and this one. I see a shadow descending on us, and a heavy impact knocks both blue chaos and pesticide away. I see the counter and see the only reason I'm alive right now. Time till arrival, midnight. I look at the giant wolf with dark fur blowing in an invisible wind, the runic tattoos lining the fur and giving off an intimidating look. You look like hammered shit. Zirn, focus on absorbing the power coming from the stone. It's your only hope. I'll take care of these guys. I nod my head and watch him charge to the two. Instead of retaliating, they morph into one being and take on a different form. What I see is a powerful looking demon, must be a monster from Fenrir's past. You really walked into a shitstorm, Zirn. I close my eyes as the power of the two creatures collides and rocks the area. I focus on absorbing the power, and I get a notification as I start doing so. Absorption completion, 7/100%. Explant Ion, achieve at least 50% absorption to get your divine mana aura. Caution, the higher your absorption is above 50%, the more power you'll receive once you are done. Can't take any damage during the absorption process or it will be paused. You are so close, Sarah. Focus on absorbing 100%, don't go for the minimum. Go for the maximum. If you can get 100% absorption, you will get a control bonus of 5%, which is astronomical with a divine mana aura. You can do it. I believe in you. I focus on the power filling me, and the noise and feel of the world drowns out. As I breathe and let the power fill me, the bar slowly rises. However, as the bar gets higher, the monster that Fenrir is fighting struggles to get to me. Just focus on getting your strength, Sarah. I can handle this freak easily. I fully trust Fenrir as he continues to fight hard for me. I lull back into the numb silence and absorb the power. I'm so close to true power, more than I have ever seen or heard from a player in my old future. Now it's just being patient and slowly take power. Chapter 165, The Valley of Fallen Gods v. I can easily handle this monster while Zirn takes the time to absorb the mana aura. I haven't seen the face of Mammon in a long time. This is a powerful monster that shapeshifts into things you never want to see again. That's the impression I can draw. I look over to Zirn and see that he is in a trance-like state, taking the mana aura into his body. What kind of creature are you? I've been alive for a very long time, and I've never encountered something like you. The ability to mimic forms and actual powers isn't something you would see every day. The demonic face of Mammon only stays neutral. It must be a puppet to a separate power here. I can't locate it with my own senses. He jumps at me with force and tries to land attacks. I'm far stronger than he is. He's a mere paper tiger in front of a storm. I'm not the God Eater for nothing. I didn't expect the child to have an ally of your power. We are do nothing against you in this form. This place, however, is older than you can imagine. When I was called here, I admit my surprise. This place is unknown to me. This place settled the future of Gaia, overworld and underworld. The history held here is far more precious than you could ever fathom. You can't keep me from killing the child forever. As he says that last part, he splits into two. Then those two split into two. So a total of 4 Mammon copies. My curiosity about this power almost makes me want to see what he can do. It is you who doesn't know what he is dealing with, shapeshifter. I take a deep breath and gather mana in my lungs. 2 of the creatures launch at me and the other 2 at Zirn. I open my mouth and release a giant blast in the direction of the 2 that are charging at Zirn. They are instantly engulfed and annihilated. I turn my head in the direction of the 2 charging me, and I get one of them before I run out of breath. Your power is far greater than what Zirn is worth at this moment in time. If you allow this to happen, he will eventually surpass you. Trying to convince me of such things means it's truly desperate. I can sense that Zirn is getting more and more power absorbed, and the more he does, the more this creature panics. The boy saved my life, and he has a very long way to go to reach my power. The question is, why are you so desperate to stop him? He isn't evil, and this place is just an impression of something that happened a long time ago. Are you a manifestation of a being's fears, or the last thing someone would expect to see out here? A confrontation with fate. Perhaps the creature that takes Mammon's form doesn't react to my words. This place is unexplainable and before my time. It says a lot for its power to be here still. It divides itself again, and I immediately retaliate with another massive breath attack from my mouth. I destroy them as fast as they come, but it's still a persistent little parasite. I will not be able to get past you like this. I can show you the future in which your little friend gets this power. You'll see why I'm so desperate. More lies and tricks to buy time. I take another breath as it bursts into a bunch of fast-moving creatures. I wasn't expecting that. I put a barrier around Zirn and point my mouth at the ground. Instead of pure hot energy that burns anything, I make it fire that comes out of my mouth. It recoils in all directions to kill the many enemies surrounding Zirn and me. I look around as the smoke and fire clear. The barrier is still up and protecting Zirn. There are no signs of that creature. Looks like that's taken care of. I spread out my senses and don't feel it anywhere. I walk over to the stone pedestal as Zirn lays against it, covered in his own blood. He isn't impaled with swords anymore, which is good. I look down at him, and his eyes are closed as I can feel the power is almost fully absorbed into him. I get a tingle telling me to jump, and I do. A blast of energy passes under me and nearly hits Zirn. I land and look at where it came from. That blast of energy is very familiar, like an exact copy. The creature has returned, and this time it's taken my form. It can imitate my looks, but not my power. Your powers are extraordinary, Fenrir. You would have had lived into the top 50 left in this old battlefield. Only top 50. I'm insulted now. I take a breath and power up. The cheap imitation of me does the same. We unleash our attacks at the same time, and the giant beams of energy collide. Mine quickly overpowers his, and he dodges out of the way right before it overtakes him. I stand corrected. More like top 45. Playing on my pride is one way to get me riled up. I'm smart enough not to let it get to me, though. I jump with my teeth bared and sink it in his nape. He doesn't make a sound and turns into a pile of mush and leaves the pressure between my jaws. This is starting to get really old. I'll admit he is a very annoying opponent to fight. He doesn't take damage, and when he takes a fatal attack, he regenerates somehow. The blob reforms into my form and dashes to Zirn. I jump up high and blast him with another powerful beam of energy. I get a direct hit, which slows him down enough for me to catch up and block his path. Don't focus on an unconscious opponent. The one you should be worried about is me. Trying to distract him is moot. Worth a shot, though. Zirn is getting closer and closer to full absorption. If an interruption happens now, it'll likely fail. I power up my entire body and fill every fiber of my being with power. If I can't kill him with conventional attacks, I'll need to use divine attacks. He up feeling me draw on my divine power, and the more I draw on mine, the more serious the creature's look gets. You are really so ignorant. If only you knew the truth. More empty words to distract me from his actual plan. My fur transforms from a dark black and deep purple to a bright white. My runic tattoos turn red, and my power increases several millionfold. That much power will destroy everything in front of you. That's the whole idea. Attacks infused with divinity have the unique ability to destroy anything at all in its entirety. No amount of mortal magic and power can stand against it. Only another divinity can stand against another. This battle has come to an end. I wouldn't do that if I were you. How do you think your little friend would feel if his travel companion was killed in this attack? She is behind me on the other side of the gate. Damn. I forgot about her. I felt her sleeping in that tent before I broke through the barrier. If I can't take him out with blasts of power, then physical attacks will have to work. I teleport behind him and sink my teeth in once again. This time, my bite burns away instead of him liquefying and getting away this time. I throw him into the sky before he completely burns up. I power up another beam and blast him into the open sky. A bright white and red light leaves my mouth. The entire world goes to a shade of grey as I unleash a blast of pure divine power. It rips a perfect hole through the clouds and clears the sky a second later. Let's see you regenerate from that. Piece of shit. I'll admit the parasite got to me. I've only had a few opponents as annoying to fight like him. I stop channeling the divinity and go back to my regular look. I turn and see that Zirn is almost done as Fenrir thinks that a worldwide announcement goes off. Worldwide announcement: the son of Archangel Michael has succeeded in his task. All players will be returned to all their original continents in 12 hours. The system you have all come to love will undergo an update at this point. A new expansion will be arriving for the players. Everyone get ready for the transfer. When it happens, you'll only be taking what you have on you. Once players reach level 100 Tier 2, you can use the teleporters to return to the player continents and continue exploring. I feel a huge wave of power surge from Zirn. I look closely at him and a smile comes to my face. He absorbed all of the power and looks like he got a boost from it too. Still isn't even comparable to me, but it's a great start. So how does Divinity feel? He looks at me completely healed and gives a big excited smile. I inspect him myself to only see the new health and mana. He won't be getting any stat boosts till 20% control. Slayer, Zirn, LVL.82. The son of Archangel Michael. 16,560,000/16,560,000,000 HP. 146,600,000/146,000,000,000 MP. I can see the rest of everything if I want to, but I'll let him be the first to see everything. While this is going on, a new announcement is happening. Worldwide announcement: the old gods are returning for war. All players and people of Gaia will be thrust into this battle of gods. Be prepared, everyone. Chapter 166, A Change in Power. I've never experienced power like this before. I absorbed 100% of the mana aura from the stone pedestal. I see Fenrir looking at me with calmness and wisdom. I wouldn't have been able to do this without him. I want to see the new health and mana I've got. I have several new notifications to go through, but first, I want to talk to Fenrir. Thanks for the help. I would have died if you didn't jump in saving me. I wasn't nearly strong enough to fight that creature. Do you have any idea what that was? He shakes his head no and walks over to me. He takes a look at the pedestal and sniffs the air. I don't know what he's doing. It must be an animal thing. I look back to me, and he gives the best grin a giant wolf can. I have to leave, Zirn. I'll be in Overworld for who knows how long. The events that have transpired today will bring a shift to the world. Be careful with that power. You have much to learn when it comes to controlling divinity. You little elf girl is waking up too. She seems pretty mad. Not really a ladies' man, are you? I shrug my shoulders, and he chuckles. He looks towards the sky and leaps with great power. I watch him fade into the clouds, and I look around the area. This place is not somewhere I want to stay. I make my way towards the gate, and while walking, I check out my new health and mana. Slayer, Zirn, LVL.82. EXP, 1/100%. Title, The Son of Archangel Michael, Hidden, +3 more. Stats. Strength, 2095 Endurance, 2045 Dexterity, 2125 Speed, 2240 Focus, 14660. Mana Aura Control, 5/100%. Health, 16,560,000,000/16,560,000,000 Mana, 146,600,000,000/146,600,000,000. Stat points, 10 Armor Rating, 500. Inventory. Passive perks. Inheritor of the Sword, Son of Heaven, Slayer of Evil, Holy Willow Trees, Savior, Finder of Legends, the Divine who has legend destined for greatness, Dungeon Diver and Overachiever. Active skills. Heaven's Light LVL.9325/900 Protected by Heaven LVL.9225/900/LVL.224600/13000 Parry LVL.380/300 Double Strike N/A King Slayer N/A Raging Machine N/A Winged Glory Angelic Flight. This is the highest health and mana pool I have ever seen on a player. I have several more notifications, but I have to put those off. I'm at the gate now, and I can see a pissed off Sally on the other side looking at me. Why don't you come back on this side so we can talk? She talks with a sweet voice, but I can feel the malice behind her words. I grab the gate and easily move it since this place is no longer trying to kill me or keep me out. I walk up and stand in front of her. She balls up her fist and hits me as hard as she can. My health doesn't drop, and I hear a comical pop come from her hand. I take it you succeeded. She holds her hand, and she looks down in slight sadness. I put my hand on her head in the act of comfort. Now I'm strong enough to protect my friends and family. I want you to know that we are doing yours next. So go ahead and tell me where we have to go. She looks at me with both happiness and excitement. Our adventures together aren't over yet. That place would have killed you, so I'm not going to apologize for leaving you out here. I am sorry that I knocked you out, though. It was the quickest solution. I don't like knocking people out in such ways. However, it was necessary. She nods her head in understanding and wraps me in a tight hug a second later. She cares too much for a guy like me. I pack up the tent and kneel on the ground so she can get on my back. I launch off the ground with my wings, and we reach the clouds. My mana aura is near the mountains of the giant race. It's about 7,000 miles south from here. One of the coldest places in the world. Figure that's where her mana aura quest is taking her. Do you want to stop off at the holy city before we go, since you probably still have things to do in there? She reminds me of the quest that I have. I have got my mana aura, but the quest is still not complete. I still have to talk to the secret keeper of Titans back at the church in the holy city. Chain Divine Mana Aura Quest. Description: now that you have reached Tier 1, you must undertake the real challenge. While many mana aura quests are the same, it's a known fact the rarer a class is, the harder the quests will be for that class. Objective 1, go to the Valley of Fallen Gods. Completed. Objective 2, fight the creature that is guarding your mana aura. Completed. Objective 3, return to the Holy City to speak to the Secret Keeper of Titans. Difficulty, Divine. Rewards, Divine Mana Aura. Hidden. Hint, you will need a powerful ally to help you at the end of this chain quest. You will not be able to defeat the boss with your current strength. I still have possible rewards from this quest. It's at Divine difficulty, so I haven't the slightest clue what it could be. I already got everything I need. I see multiple notifications filling my inbox, and all of them are about things that are coming and changing Gaia. As I read, I figure out I missed some announcements while I was in that cursed place. Worldwide announcement reminder, the son of Archangel Michael has succeeded in his task. All players will be returned to all their original continents in 12 hours. The system you have all come to love will undergo an update at this point. A new expansion will be arriving for the players. Everyone get ready for the transfer. When it happens, you'll only be taking what you have on you. Once players reach level 100 Tier 2, you can use the teleporters to return to the player continents and continue exploring. I continue looking through the inbox, and I now realize the meaning of Fenrir's words. Worldwide announcement reminder, the old gods are returning for war. All players and people of Gaia will be thrust into this battle of gods. Be prepared, everyone. My actions have caused even more chaos to come. The players returning half a day from now is good. I didn't think the system still had the power to do expansions. This one must be a player-triggered expansion. There were planned expansions in the old future. It was rare for player-induced expansions to occur. We are stopping off at the Holy City to speak with the Secret Keeper of Titans. I don't want to spend any time there whatsoever. After we are done with that, we are handling your Mana Aura quest. I want you to prepare for chaos in about 16 hours from now. A large group of new people knows my true identity. When they tell the church for the rewards, our traveling will be much harder. I might end up getting a hood myself. We are already flying full speed back south towards her destination. I'll have to listen for directions from her. I can't see her map. Once we are finished in the Holy City, you'll have to tell me the exact direction we need to go. I know it's in the same southern direction we are going now, but it'll probably change once we get close. I know she hears me, and that is good enough for me. Now I have a couple of other notifications that I need to check out. There are reputation boosts with the Gods of Light and Church like usual. The Church of the Dark Ones has also gotten another reputation decrease. I see a new reputation that has also lowered after my time in the Valley of Fallen Gods. Minus 18,000 reputation with the old gods. Explanation: the old gods are an unknown part of history. The information granted to the system has nothing on this. Beware of these beings. Whoever the old gods are, they are going to be an extreme problem. The war with the monsters is happening, and now there is another war even worse than this one coming right on top of it. The only upside is the old gods sound like they will kill monsters just as much as humanoids. After the new people return, make sure you stick close to me. I'll have to get myself a hood to hide my face when we get to the Holy City. It'll be a hard road ahead of us. So if you don't want to continue, I completely understand. She tries to cause some sort of physical harm, but it just ends up not working. I wonder how the people of Gaia will react once my identity is revealed. I bet there will be some sort of announcement. Chapter 167, Heading Back to the Holy City. All that's coming is sure to cause major shifts in plans for everyone. The biggest is all the players returning to their original continents. Space and isolation in smaller towns and cities are about to become harder to find. I bet many players are level 50 now too, and many will be heading to their capital cities for their tier-up quests. I want you to know that new people are going to be coming back in the billions. I don't know what the church told you. New people like me get notified differently than you would. I should explain some of the things I've been hiding from her on this journey. She knows that I'm a new person, but there are some things that she should know about. Sally doesn't respond or acknowledge my words. We are flying too fast for a semi-normal conversation. Can you explain all that after we land? I don't want to talk about something so important without looking at you, face to face. I nod my head in agreement. Talking face to face and not yelling sounds like a good idea. As much as I love flying, talking to another person at full speed is difficult. Since we aren't going to talk about that, I have a couple more new notifications to go through. Both of them are new active skills I got from obtaining my mana aura. I open the notifications and see the new active skills I have. Divine Pressure Exertion. Description: a skill that allows you to oppress and possibly kill people with your mana control and power. The quality of a mana aura makes it stronger or weaker, and as you can see, you have Divine Pressure Exertion. The higher your control over your mana aura, the more powerful this will become. At the current level of 5%, you can kill anyone with a lower level and weaker mana aura than you. It wouldn't be this strong if not for the quality of your mana aura. Divinity Pulse, Bloodline. Description: another skill directly tied to your mana aura control. Divinity Pulse is an exclusive skill provided by your direct line to the Almighty Father. Effect: channel your divine power into an outward explosion. Instantly kill all hostile enemies within a 400 km range. All enemies that are at least 2 tiers higher can resist. Cost: 140 billion mana. These are going to make my combat more versatile. Divine Pressure Exertion will make dealing with weaker enemies easier. The one that makes me really think is Divinity Pulse. It's a bloodline skill and is exclusive only to my family tree. That mana cost is absolutely outrageous. Considering its power, I can't really complain. It'll make killing huge numbers of enemies easier. Now the next thing to think about is how to raise my control over my mana aura. There are a few key ways to do so. The first one is to use it as frequently as I can. The second is finding a teacher. You can find a player to share knowledge with you or have an NPC teach you. The third is the hardest but the most effective one. You can enter a conflict engagement contest. These are specific areas on the continents where you can fight stronger enemies than you who use the same quality mana aura. They are just products of the system, though. When they die, you absorb some power towards mana aura control. They are challenging because the stronger you are, the harder it is. I know some good ones, but I'm in no rush for power anymore. Having health in the billions helps with that. I should see the skills I already have and see if any of them have changed at all. I open the player interface and see my information. Slayer, Zirn, LVL.82. EXP, 1/100%. Title: The Son of Archangel Michael, hidden, +3 more. Stats: Strength, 2095 Endurance, 2045 Dexterity, 2125 Speed, 2240 Focus, 14660. Mana Aura Control, 5/100%. Health, 16,560,000/16,560,000,000 Mana, 146,600,000/146,600,000,000. Stat points: 10 Armor Rating, 500. Inventory. Passive perks. Inheritor of the Sword, Son of Heaven, Slayer of Evil, Holy Willow Trees, Savior, Finder of Legends, the Divine who has legend, destined for greatness, Dungeon Diver and Overachiever. Active skills. Heaven's Light LVL.9325/900 protected by Heaven LVL.9225/900/LVL.224600/13000 Parry LVL.380/300 Double Strike N/A King Slayer N/A Raging Machine N/A Winged Glory Angelic Flight Divine Pressure Exertion Divinity Pulse. None of the skills I have changed, but they will change in power once I reach 20% mana control, that's if I ever do. Who knows how long it will take to go up 1% in mana control at a divine quality level. I wonder if any of the communications will work again when the players return. I doubt it, though. Once Mom, Dad, and Marcus make it back, they'll likely go for their better classes I told them about. Haley has her legendary class now, and she also has gained attention from the people in charge of the war effort. She must have taken my advice and is staying hidden. Her life will be much more convenient without interference from others. I'm going to miss that when it's gone. I'm going to have to invest in a hood, as I said earlier. I bet when the announcement to both the players and people of Gaia happens, much attention will fall on my in-game mother. Amelia might have trouble with this announcement. Many with average intelligence have probably questioned her sudden nobility. Once my identity is revealed, many will connect the dots. Especially people in Zenith among the nobility she has been with. Anyone I've been in contact with will be questioned and probably even punished for keeping the secret. Anyone who does know is in the coalition, though the church wouldn't be able to touch them without permission. How did famous people from Earth deal with attention? I can't stand the thought of being a point of interest among many people. The solitude and privacy I've had till now, it's been the only reason I could progress so far and fast. There hasn't been interference from people interested in me because they don't know my name or what I look like. Sally will also gain a lot of attention once her connection to me is revealed. I wouldn't put it past the elves to try something with that. Another reason Sally to hate them is their possible efforts to get rid of her. They won't like the idea of another elf girl having the promise given to the elves. Especially a half-breed. Once I'm done helping Sally with her mana aura, I have another quest in Belvia to do. I pull it up to read it. Quest, the false one. Description, you have found the truth about Belvia and their involvement with the Dryads, and you have found out about the curse and who made it. You will have a choice to make. Only one of the following objectives can be completed. Objective 1, expose the kingdom of Belvia and have them pay for their crimes. Objective 2, find the weakness of the curse and use it to free the Dryads and return them to Ancient's world. Quality, Legendary. Rewards, Hidden. I have another quest in Belvia directly tied to this one, and I pull that one up next to this one. Quest, an abomination. Description, find the research and notes of Ulmaruna on her development of the curse. Objective 1, find Ulmaruna's lab in Belvia's capital and bring the notes and research papers back to Flint. Objective 2, hidden. Quality, Epic. The key to this quest is Ulmaruna. Whatever she has to do with these two quests is the answer to the biggest question I have to answer. How do I free the Dryads? They are still locked away in a separate place somewhere. The main focus for right now is finishing what we already have. That's finishing my Divine Mana Aura quest and help Sally get hers. I wonder what quality hers will be. I can't remember if she told me or not. What is the quality of your Mana Aura, Sally? Oh, can't remember if you told me about it or not. I hear her laugh. I don't have a perfect memory, and this is a perfect example of that fact. She moves up my back and leans her body fully down. Her mouth is right next to my ear so she doesn't have to yell. It's a legacy Mana Aura. I want you to know that I'm really grateful you are helping me get it. You are the best thing that has ever happened to me. She finishes that with some embarrassment in her voice. She gets even braver and kisses my cheek. She is a smart cookie. The only time she tries physical intimacy is when we are flying, cause I can't say anything about it. Well, I could. I just don't want that awkward tension when I say something. Flying in silence for the rest of the way seems nice. Next chapter will pick up right outside of the holy city. No reason to extend the trip. Chapter 168, Changing of the Times. I land us right outside the city and out of view. It's been 10 hours since we left the Valley of Fallen Gods. That's 2 hours till players return to their original continents. We'll sneak in. I'd rather not ask and go through as much hassle as last time. The cover of the night will help us in this endeavor. There are only a few hours till sunrise as well. So we must hurry. I don't like sneaking into such a place, but I intend to get this done fast. I have more important things to do than play word games and politics with people who have access to the secret keeper of Titans. I hope this is the last time I'll ever have to see this city and its attitude. Sally understands the plan, and we look at the giant wall once again. Send out your ice dummies like last time and create that hole in the defenses. If it worked once, it will again. They won't see the need to update security from last time. Literally, no one was hurt, and they're none the wiser for what really happened. Sally creates the ice dummies and sends them away to distract like last time. I pick her up as soon as I hear guards yelling. I leap out of the tree line and scale the wall just like last time. We land safely on the other side and quickly disappear from the area. We make it a good distance away and calm down. We are back in this rotten city, and I'll say this first. I wouldn't be sorry if monsters destroyed this place. However, the good people would end up dying too. Once we are done speaking to the secret keeper of Titans, we'll leave this city immediately. Breaking into the church isn't going to be an easy feat, but I have an idea that might work. Most churches in Ancient's world have church bells. It's one of the few places that lead inside without much complication. Most regular people can't jump onto buildings and scale walls as I can, though. Players would eventually be able to do it. The people of Gaia can if they are high enough level and with the proper stats. That's circumstantial, though. Mind filling me in on how we get inside? It's common for teammates to share plans with each other. In my opinion, I think we should wait until sunrise, and it opens. That way, we can just walk in and sneak our way down to the lower levels. Making it this complicated doesn't sound like a good idea. If we get caught breaking into it while it's closed, we could end up in a lot more trouble. If we do it my way, we have plausible deniability. We can say we got lost and probably won't get into tons of trouble. Sally brings up good points, but I don't want to be here when the players return. My identity will be leaked. Sally has a good mind, and her ideas are valid. My selfishness is what's causing this risky move to plan out. Wanting a few hours of anonymity is what's driving this plan. The plan is getting up to the bell tower and descending inside from its rope. You can wait outside if you want. I'm not going to force you inside. It might be better if you wait outside. That way, the risk of us getting caught is lowered significantly. Having her wait for me is actually a way better idea. I can get around much faster without her with me. Sally nods her head in agreement, and we quietly walk towards the church. After a few minutes, we make it. Sally waits in an alley near the church, and I look towards the building. There are guards at the doors and patrolling the outside in 3 groups. The actual guard count is low, and that will be easy to avoid. I see a gap in the patrolling guards after a few minutes, and I jump onto the roof of the church. It's one of the biggest buildings in the city, and the bell tower is at the top. I quickly leap from edge to edge all the way to my destination. I make it to the bell, and the rope attached to it leads right down into a set of offices for some officials. I jump down and grab the rope to slow down right before I hit the ground. I don't make any noise on impact. I look around, and this place must be on the upper floors. I calmly begin walking around, and I eventually find the stairs. I scale them all the way down to the lowest part of the church. I find the area I'm looking for, and I approach the door that holds the secret keeper of Titan behind it. I knock on it, and it creaks open as I do. I walk in, and the environment changes to an open meadow. The door closes behind me, and I see her drinking tea at the same table as last time. I guess congratulations are in order, aren't they? You have achieved another piece to your power. The next one won't be available for a long time. I walk up to the table and take a seat. She reaches out her hand, and a scroll comes out of nowhere. When you find out the next step to gaining more power, read this. Once you do, you'll understand everything. Don't open it till it's time. I suppose you are here for a reward as well. Greedy one, aren't you? Even with a divine mana aura, you still think there is more to have from this quest. Too bad for you, there are only the usual things you players get. She is the only being of Ancient's world I have met that knows about players. I get several notifications, and most of them are EXP rewards. The only thing that isn't about EXP and levels is the scroll she just gave me. I pull up my quest and player interface to see the information. Plus 8 levels. Slayer, Zirn, LVL.90. EXP, 1/100%. Title, The Son of Archangel Michael, Hidden, plus 3 more. Stats. Strength, 2095 Endurance, 2045 Dexterity, 2125 Speed, 2240 Focus, 14660. Mana Aura Control, 5/100%. Health, 16,560,000/16,560,000,000 Mana, 146,600,000/146,600,000,000. Stat points, 90 Armor rating, 500. Inventory. Passive perks. Inheritor of the Sword, Son of Heaven, Slayer of Evil, Holy Willow Trees, Savior, Finder of Legends, the Divine who has legend destined for greatness, Dungeon Diver and Overachiever. Active skills. Heaven's Light LVL.9325/900 Protected by Heaven LVL.9225/900/LVL.224600/13000 Parry LVL.380/300 Double Strike N/A King Slayer N/A Raging Machine N/A Winged Glory Angelic Flight Divine Pressure Exertion Divinity Pulse. Chain Divine Mana Aura Quest. Description: Now that you have reached Tier 1, you must undertake the real challenge. While many Mana Aura quests are the same, it's a known fact the rarer a class is, the harder the quests will be for that class. Objective 1, Go to the Valley of Fallen Gods. Completed. Objective 2, Fight the creature that is guarding your Mana Aura. Completed. Objective 3, Return to the Holy City to speak to the Secret Keeper of Titans. Completed. Difficulty, Divine. Rewards, Divine Mana Aura. Mysterious Scroll. My Mana Aura quest is finally finished. After so long, I have it done, all the bullshit I had to go through to get it. It's all worth it, in my opinion. Can you tell me anything about the old gods? When I was at the Valley of Fallen Gods, I caused them to return by taking the Divine Mana Aura from there. Any information about them will be helpful. She closes her eyes at my words and sips her tea. I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't know either. They seem older than Fenrir, at least from his reaction before leaving to Overworld. She slowly opens her eyes and sets her tea down. She looks at me with scrutiny and frustration. She makes a sigh and relaxes. I don't know who or what they are. Only deities in Overworld would know the history that far back. The only advice I can give you is to stay away from any of the old gods. I don't know how strong they are or what kind of threat they pose. I'm surprised you have the gall to sneak in the church when there is an emergency meeting on you and the old gods. I hope that whatever occurred at the Valley of Fallen Gods doesn't destroy the world we live in now. My actions keep leading to more and more problems. The only explanation I can come up with is my choices are directly tied to the fate of this world, and everyone in it will live or die by my decisions. The realization I have been ignoring this whole time can't be ignored anymore. If I continue ignoring this reality, I'll be the reason for extinction. Chapter 169, The Ice Giant's Mountain's Eye. There probably won't be another chance for me to talk to the secret keeper of Titans, so I should ask as many questions as I can. Do you know what happened to my people from Earth? I know you know way more about players and our origins than we do. Billions of people died from my Earth during whatever transfer happened. Can you tell me anything? I have more questions after this one. What happened is partly my fault, but others are to blame too. I want to know why it happened. What purpose did it serve? I watch her face remain a stoic calm and continue to sip tea. If she doesn't know, that's okay too. I don't expect her to know everything. She puts her teacup down and looks at me with slight curiosity. What did you think would happen by changing so much of the past, Sarah? Messing with time has severe consequences, and you can never know what you unleash upon people. As to your question about what happened to your Earth, it's not gone. Only humanity has left it. Animals rule that world now. They are dead forever, and there is no reason to worry about them anymore. The way they died was painless. It seems certain entities know what truly happened. Fenrir was asleep, so that explains why he didn't know. How many deities know the truth? Possibly all of them do. All of this means that overworld and underworld exist outside of time while Gaia is still affected. So any deities that are in overworld or underworld knows what I did. It's more logical than what I was going on before. How does my wish affect those that reside outside of time? My actions led to the freedom of the system and the Earth's occupants to our current position. Why didn't any deities stop me from making such a wish if they knew they could have stopped me? Was my finding of the world item predetermined? Now that I think about it, that makes more sense than finding it the way I did. Running into it through a quest anyone could have gotten is far-fetched. That only leaves someone planned for me to find it and make the wish. That isn't something I'm capable of answering, Sarah. Time is a sensitive aspect of reality. I can send ripples everywhere. You have made several changes and have made waves. I can't speak for the deities and their plans. All I can say is some things are better left unknown, Sarah, and digging into such questions will only cause you pain. So forget about what's happened and look forward. You have a friend patiently waiting for you outside, and the sun is getting closer and closer to rising. She is right. Some things are better left unknown. I can't change what's already happened. I stand up and make my way to the door that exits this place. Remember that everything possibility is known to happen eventually. Your actions are just an aspect of time and reality being fulfilled. Don't be so depressed, and be glad it was you and not someone else. I know I am. I look back at her and nod my head in thanks for all her help. Now it's time to get out of this place. I leave the area we are in and climb the stairs to the rope that leads up the bell tower. I get to the rope and quickly scale it and stand in the bell tower, looking at the city. For such a rotten place, it has a lovely view. I carefully slide off the roof and make my way down the building. I make the final jump avoiding the guards. I reach the alley Sally is hiding in, and she is waiting with her arms crossed and leaning against a wall. You were gone for a while. I was getting worried you got caught. So does that mean we are finally done in this city? I can get a hood from that shop that we got Sally's at, but I don't want to be here that long. I shake my head no. All right, let's get out of the city and make our way south and slightly east from here. My mana aura is up next. I smile at her excited tone to get out of here and back in the sky. We walk to the city's exit and notice the early risers are starting to get up. The sun is close to rising. You can see some tiny bits of sunlight beginning to shine in the sky. We make it out of the city, and we walk on a path that leads into the close thick forest just like last time. I toggle my wings on and kneel on the ground so Sally can get it. She gets on and is secure. I launch off the ground and flap my wings hard to reach max speed. South and slightly east is where we are heading. Sally crawls up my back and brings her head up next to mine so we can talk without yelling. I don't know much about the Ice Giant's mountains. My quest says I have to kill the Ice Giant chieftain and take his mana aura. I'm going to need your help if that's alright with you. I nod my head yes. She helps me anytime she can, so I should return the favor. It should be less than 2 hours till the players arrive back on their original continents. Once they get back, I'm sure that the people who know of my identity will rush to the closest church branch to report my identity for the rewards available. Once we get you mana aura, we'll make our way to Belvia. I have important quests there, and they will be very difficult to complete. You will be able to actually help me once we have your mana aura. Your health and mana pools will skyrocket to the hundreds of millions probably. You'll be able to fulfill your wish for revenge if you want to. Let me know when you have decided that. She still has some things to think about before believing she has the answer she needs. She nods her head and relaxes in the knock between my head and shoulder. The only time she takes advantage of things like this is when we are flying. I can't really complain. Her company is much more welcomed than solitude. Do you think the elves will send people after you once your identity is revealed? She brings up a very valid point. Once my identity is revealed, many governments will send out search parties for me. If they do come for you, I want the pleasure of taking care of them. I'm not letting them take you away from me. I find her words both sweet and frightening. The possessive sound of her voice isn't something I have ever experienced from someone before. I wonder if I should be worried. As we are flying, a world announcement goes off. Worldwide announcement, the monsters are being repelled away in many taken cities from the new alliance. The war is no longer a defensive effort on the side of the humanoids. The appearance of the old gods is sure to cause a change in plans in the near future. It's a smart decision to focus on this task first. The fight against the monsters is progressing in the right direction, and once new people return, many will be joining the fight against them. So this war is already over in favor of the humanoids. That leaves the next enemy with plenty of time to plot. With the current distraction of the war, the old gods are going to use this free time to find out how to take back what was probably taken from them. As all this is happening, I get a notification from the system. I check my inbox and see a message from the system. System message: you'll need to find an object of interest that isn't related to any of the quests you already have in Belvia. It's called the Dice of Wayland. They are going to be invaluable to the next war coming. If you don't have them, there is little chance you'll win the war. You'll find them in Belvia's treasure room. The system's special treatment is kicking in. The Dice of Wayland are unfamiliar to me, and I don't know the location of the treasure room in Belvia. That's a heist job, and I don't have the means to pull something like that off. Once in Belvia, I'll have to find someone who can help me with that. We have another thing to take care of in Belvia, and it's going to be hard to do. As I say those words, I get a new quest. Heist of Belvia's treasure vault. Description: break into Belvia's treasure vaults and retrieve the Dice of Wayland. Objective 1, once in Belvia, find a group that can help you pull off the heist. Objective 2, once you have the Dice of Wayland, keep them until the right time to use them. Difficulty: Legendary. Rewards: anything you can take from the vaults other than the Dice of Wayland. Looks like I have another thing to handle in Belvia. I hope this is doable. It seems almost too good to be true. Chapter 170, The Ice Giant's Mountains 2. We've been flying in the direction of the Ice Giant's Mountains for a few hours now. The players have returned by now. So it's only a matter of time before my identity is revealed. I knew it couldn't last forever, but I'm going to miss the easy life I have now. I'm guessing the mountains covered in snow that's a few minutes out are what we are heading to. Sally hasn't said much most of the trip, and that worries me slightly. She must still be thinking about the elves. I won't lie. They are on my mind too. I didn't know the church had the balls to sell me outright to the elves. It makes me wonder what's going through their heads. I close my eyes and take a deep breath to organize my thoughts about everything happening. With the new quest I have in Belvia, that makes a total of 3 I have to do there. The newest one requires a crew to do too. Sally will help with the heist, but it's more than a 2-person job robbing a capital city's treasure room. Who knows what else is in there? The Dice of Wayland might be a buffing item. I don't know. Mysterious things I've never heard about are like that. Wayland is a familiar name, though. A legendary smith forged some of the most powerful weapons ever discovered in Ancient's world. What does he need with dice? The mountains are quickly approaching with the speed I'm flying at. These are the mountains. Slow down before we pass by them. I dive down and quickly land us. Sally hops off and holds her stomach slightly. You could have been gentler on the landing. My head spins when we dive at that speed. I have more respect for what Haley went through. She doesn't have Sally's stats, and she still hung on with my crazy flying. My quest says there is a cave up ahead that leads into the heart of the mountain. After that, all it says is to kill the king of the ice mountain giants. So we have to fight a powerful boss. I don't know the exact details, but she has to be the one to kill the boss, from what I believe. I can handle any of the subordinates. This would have been a perfect opportunity to try out my divinity pulse. I'll have to settle with divine pressure exertion. I'll handle any of the giants that want to interfere with your battle with the king. If you need some backup, let me know. She nods her head and starts to walk forward towards her quest marker. I follow behind her since I can't see her quest marker. She might be strong enough to defeat the boss all on her own. I don't know the full extent of her new powers. So this is also a learning experience for me. I don't know anything significant about ice giants. In my old future, the rumors from players said they are hard to defeat without help. My wings and sword will cut through them like butter. We walk for about 25 minutes until we reach the base of the closest mountain. I can see the cave entrance right in front of us. I look at Sally, and I see determination and caution. She hasn't faced a creature as strong as an ice giant. A king of this area is even greater. If you have any advice, now is the time to tell me. I have nothing to give her. They have the same weak spots as most creatures do. Vital organs and the head, the quickest way to kill. I shake my head no as we walk into the beginning of the cave. The silence and darkness are pretty edging. After we walk for a few minutes, a light starts to be generated. The walls and ground are covered in special ice that glows, lighting the path as we walk forward on it. This place is quite beautiful. If it weren't leading to a bunch of ice giants, then I'd say we should take our time to enjoy it. It's a bluish-green glow. It's easy on the eyes and makes seeing everything easy. Sally stays silent at my words. She must be in her head going over what skills to use and how effective they might be. She is immune to ice, but I think ice giants are too. So she'll have to rely on damage per second and not damage over time with her ice abilities. Any dot she has would be strong, thanks to her ice element. I have a powerful dot on my sword that could help. I don't know if it'll steal her kill on the boss though. After walking for 20 minutes, the path opens into a giant chamber with many ice giants. They all turn their heads at us. However, they don't move towards us. A half-elf and half-angel intruding on my territory. There is a joke in there somewhere. We hear a loud voice speak to us. We look to where it's coming from and see a giant bigger than the rest. This must be the boss. I use inspect on it to see what Sally has to deal with. King of the Ice Giants whole LVL 120 Tier 2 Race Boss. 80,000/80,000,000 HP. Description: one of the 7 giant kings that rule on this continent. Hull is considered a new kind in the long lifespans of giants. While sitting on his throne for several decades, most kings of the giant races rule for centuries. Hull is far more intelligent than most giants, as well as highly honorable. 80 million health wouldn't be a problem with me. Sally could do it if her skills are good enough, but judging the look on her face, it's a little too much for her to handle. Why have you come here? Many know that the giants aren't a people you want to provoke. Judging from the power coming off the half-angel, you could easily kill us all. So that means you need something. The description didn't lie. He is intelligent. I flex my wings and activate divine pressure exertion. All the enemies in this room and within 400 kilometers fall to their knees, including the king. Perhaps we can talk about this. This ability is amazing. I can hear some of their bodies and bones beginning to break. Sally tugs on my sleeve, and I stop the pressure. I've come to take your mana aura. You can either give it to me and live to see another day. Or you can fight me to the death for it. Just so you know, my friend here won't let me die. So I suggest handing it over peacefully. Clever words. No one in this room is strong enough to take me on, so giving an ultimatum over life and death can work in her favor. Many ice giants stand up and take a step back. On the other hand, Hole walks down the stairs leading to his throne and stands 80 feet away from us. I don't know what he's planning, but he doesn't look like he will fight. He is smart, though. He might be planning a trap. He looks at Sally and then me. You have put me in a difficult position. If you give me something, I'll give you what you want. Sounds easy enough. I nod my head for him to continue. Give me one of your feathers. If you do this, I'll hand over the mana aura she is after. Now that is confusing. My wings' feathers don't hold any power, at least I don't think they do. I move my right wing in front of me and pull out a feather. The spot I took the feather from quickly regrows another. I hold it up and wave it slightly. First hand over the feather, once you do, I'll give her the mana aura. I shake my head no. I'm not an idiot. He sighs and crosses his giant arms in a pondering form. Fine, I can only hope you keep your word. He walks up to us and begins pouring power into Sally. She silently takes the mana in. He stops and takes a few labored breaths. I look at Sally in confirmation. She nods her head with excitement. I hold the feather out for Hole, and he gently takes it with his giant hands. I want to give you my word. Nothing nefarious will be done with what you have given me. I hope you will leave in peace. I nod my head and turn to leave behind Sally. There is nothing that can be done with my feather. Suppose there was something that could be done. Then the system would have warned me. As we walk the path back out, a world announcement goes off. It's time. Worldwide announcement: the son of Archangel Michael has been revealed to the church. The church urges that Slayer Zirn comes to them right away. Anyone that reveals the locations of Slayer Zirn will get gold rewards. All capital and major cities will be put on high alert and have magic devices that scan for Slayer Zirn specifically when he gets close. These will only be installed in cities still aligned with the church. Those magical devices are what kept track of Blue Chaos when he was revealed. There is no way to avoid them. The only way is to not get close to major cities, or an announcement for that city will go off alerting people. It's nice to know that coalition cities won't have them. Once I leave the city's vicinity they can't track me. Belvia is in the coalition too, so I don't have to worry about that. It's going to be annoying traveling to church-aligned cities now, but none are on the immediate agenda. So I'll still have some privacy.